100.7 WZXL, South Jersey's rock and roll. Tom Petty, American Girl from 1976. Before that, the latest from Don Henley of the Eagles, also in their lead of Ford, Ozzy Osbourne. Close My Eyes Forever, the Box Tops, and Foreigner in there in that 75-minute free ride. We'll have another one coming up. We have concert information here at WZXL for you. All you have to do is call 522-1199 for listings in South Jersey, Philadelphia, North Jersey, and New York. It's open for you 24 hours a day. The WZXL Concert Connection, sponsored by Akrat CDs, tapes, and tickets. 316 Tilton Road in Northfield in the Radio Shack Shopping Center. Take a little break. On the other side, a great one from ZZ Top. ZZ Top and Stages off Afterburner on South Jersey's Rock and Roll 100.7 WZXL. 100.7 WZXL, South Jersey's Rock and Roll. Grand Funk Railroad in there. We're an American band. ZZ Top from 1985 and Stages from the CD Afterburner. Ryan Walker with you a few minutes before 10 o'clock. And if you like to laugh, WZXL presents Laugh Tracks every weekday afternoon at 5:35 with Barbara Voigt. It features all your favorite comedians. That's from 100.7 WZXL. Your laugh-along buddies, if you will. That's once again tomorrow, 5:35. She'll be doing that. On the other side, some Peter Gabriel. 100.7 WZXL, South Jersey's Rock and Roll. Pink Floyd in there with Money from the Sound of Thunder. Before that, Little Big Time from Peter Gabriel. Ryan Walker a few minutes after 10 o'clock. South Jersey weather. Partly cloudy with a 30% chance of a thunderstorm tonight. A low of 71 degrees. Partly sunny and humid for tomorrow. High of 88. Ocean water temperature right now is 71 degrees. And in Ocean City, it's 79. And here's one from the Beatles right now. Honey Don't on South Jersey's Rock and Roll. 100.7 WZXL. 100.7 WZXL, South Jersey's Rock and Roll. Billy Idol with White Wedding. Before that, a great new song from Stevie Ray Vaughan and the Crossfire. The Beatles in there and Honey Don't. And Money from Pink Floyd starting off the 10 o'clock hour. Ryan Walker with you into the night. And don't forget, every morning, 100.7 WZXL presents The Big Breakfast with Mike Oindanko and Paul Matthews. All the fun includes Mortimer, The Dude, Matt Suga, music, South Jersey's news, and the Weather Wizards exclusive forecasts, and calls are always welcome on that request line, 522-0800. That number again, 522-0800. Wake up with the Big Breakfast every weekday morning from 6 to 10, only here at South Jersey's Rock and Roll, 100.7 WZXL. On the other side, something from the Cars. 100.7 WZXL, South Jersey's Rock and Roll. Leonard Skinner, Gimme 3 Steps. Before that, Lovin' Rockets and So Alive. The Cars from 1978, moving in stereo. Ryan Walker with you about 20 minutes before 11 o'clock. And don't forget, WZXL now has a fax line, 729-9264. And that's the fax jack. On the other side, we got some baseball scores for you, some Little Feat, and some classic cream.
Tonight,
Detroit, Michigan. Ryan Walker with you into the night. It's about 11:15. Some baseball scores for you. The Yankees are losing to the Indians 6-5 in the 8th inning. Baltimore and Minnesota tied in the 7th. And a couple finals for you. The Mets have lost to the Pirates 3-2. And the Phillies pull one out in the last inning. They win it 5-4 over the Expos tonight. A whole lot of good news. It's about time as they break the losing streak. Here's some Philly boys. Tangier. This is On the Line. Their latest on South Jersey's Rock and Roll. 100.7 WZXL. 100.7 WZXL, South Jersey's Rock and Roll. Foreigner, Cold as Ice. Before that, the latest from Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, and Howe, otherwise known as Yes, with Brother of Mine, of course, appearing in concert at Bally's Grand on August 13th. You know, every weekday morning at high noon, Jim King gives you this Sittin' Bull Saloon. It's all your favorite rock and roll oldies and Motown classics from the Soul Kitchen. Don't miss the daily Stumper song. The person who correctly identifies the Stumper will win a 100.7 WZXL t-shirt. Pretty good. Something that I don't even have, so there. Sittin' Bull Saloon every weekday at high noon, only here at 100.7 WZXL. Led Zeppelin on the other side. Wow, Ryan Walker with you into the night, almost 11:30 here. Be with you here for another half an hour. And here's some new rock and roll for you. This is the Indigo Girls and Closer to Fine on South Jersey's Rock and Roll, 100.7 WZXL. 100.7 WZXL, South Jersey's rock and roll. Stevie Nicks right there, The Edge of 17 from Belladonna. Also in there, Led Zeppelin, a little rock and roll. Ryan Walker with you for about another 20 minutes. Don't forget, all summer long, WZXL presents rock and roll at Bally's Grand. And stay tuned for your chances to win tickets for Ringo Starr, Don Henley, Chicago, Mike and the Mechanics, and Todd Rundgren. All those tickets are courtesy of Electric Factory Concerts. On the other side, something from Eddie Money, Jackson Brown, and whatever else we can squeeze in before the midnight hour.
Enroll at your community college.
Ryan Walker with you into the night. Here's one from the latest Eddie Money CD, The Love in Your Eyes, in South Jersey's Rock and Roll, 100.7 WZXL. Yes, 100.7 WZXL, South Jersey's Rock and Roll. Bon Jovi with Runaway there. Before that, the latest from Eddie Money, I Can See the Love in Your Eyes. Ryan Walker with you, a shade before midnight. And don't forget about No Repeat Workday, where every Monday through Friday between 9 and 5, WZXL brings you No Repeat Workdays. You won't hear a single song twice between 9 and 5, only from South Jersey's Rock and Roll, 100.7 WZXL, with the latest coming up from Jackson Brown.
And pick one up today.
Ryan Walker out of here for a Wednesday night. Stay tuned for Mike Phillips. He'll be taking you through the rest of the night. And I'm going to leave you with the latest from Jackson Brown as we chase into the night from his CD World in Motions on South Jersey's Rock and Roll, 100.7 WZXL.